I really enjoyed this time with my friend and family physician, Cammy. I was not sure how it would go. This is my first interview, something I've been wanting to do for a very long time. And Cammy just made it so seamless, opening up about her connection and wellness with her family in her home, and ultimately how her love story with Kyle healed her. Um, so it's just a treasure for me, and I hope that you enjoy it and it blesses you too.
So, welcome to my house. And I think what people see when they come here is all the colors. So, I've got the blues and reds and yellows and oranges, and it's like life to me. It's feeling all the vibrant edges of life and the rainbow.
Would you mind sharing your morning ritual with us, Cammy?
Uh, so, in the morning, actually, we meditate for about try to at least get 20 minutes of meditation in. And then back in the olden days, I probably would ruin half of that by being on social media. So I got better about not doing social media first thing in the morning. And then I make a smoothie. And I make a smoothie with my, I can't do dairy anymore. So I do some kind of nut milk, which is controversial, but that's just what I use. And some fruits, and I have lots of protein powders, colostrum, and peanut butter powder, collagen. I have hemp seeds, hemp hearts that I put in there. Chia seeds, basically is full of that, and some organic cacao nibs. There's a lot of stuff in there, and really some peanut butter that makes it so yummy. And then, of course, it's got strawberries and usually some kale, blueberries, bananas. And then I have my, so I do have my Himalayan Soleil water that I'll put into my big thing of water. And I'll actually have these extra superior electrolytes that I'll put in there. And mango, all this looking pretty rough, but I'll do some mango with some cayenne pepper on it as the dessert. And then I'll do, we have also mud water. Kyle does more of the mud water than I do. I don't really do much caffeine in the morning, but we'll do mud water that has all the really good, let's see if I can find it. Oh, this is the cacao one. I don't know what the other one is yet. He must have taken it with him, but it's got chai, cacao, lion's mane, cordyceps, chaga, reishi, cinnamon, turmeric, Himalayan sea salts, mud water. We sell that actually at our office at Benton Integrated. And then we have, this is the mess right here. That's why we have a curtain. I think that's pretty much it, and pretty much rushing out the door at that point. That's why I do our meditation before the kids get up and we get them going. So I have 4 kids at 4 different schools. That makes for a fun, challenging morning that we start at 5:45 in the morning, taking them to school on time. So.
That's a great segue for this question. When life gets hectic, what's the first thing you do to reset your space and mind?
I breathe. Breath work. Literally sometimes just doing a minute worth of breathing in for a count of 4 and exhale for a count of 7. Just to get myself centered. And then I'm like, because I lose my shit sometimes. It's like that. No lying. I'm not going to pretend I don't. So when I find myself in that situation that I feel like I'd regret, and I'm like, I breathe. I'm thinking, all right, what would love do right now? And it takes a minute. And sometimes if I'm not ready to catch up, I breathe again. And then I realize I'd rather my kids have their start of the day with love, and so sometimes I just have to like remain quiet until I feel like I can talk, and that usually works much better. But my kids are also getting, my 2 oldest ones I would say are my strong divas, they're goddesses really, and they're getting over the age where now they're getting past the 13 to 14-year-old age that we can actually talk a little easier, and thanking God for getting over that hump. And now we have an 12 and a 13-year-old one that we have to, hopefully we get to skip that phase.
How you kind of like move around your home, like what you're doing right now, is like so pretty, right?
Yeah. So, so Kyle is a man who is
Chef's
my
kiss.
gun-toting, knife-wearing hippie that will kill you in a second if you mess with me. But he's also very sweet. He has a feminine side to him. And I am a woman who loves men, who has a very masculine edge. So I feel like people tend to do better if you're really feminine to be with a really masculine guy. Like, I'm talking about divinely masculine, not toxic masculine. But I think Kyle and I work so well, and that's where for me it feels like the infinity symbol makes more sense than like the yin and yang, because the yin and yang is sort of the polarity, right? It's the opposite, so masculine and feminine, that makes sense. But Kyle and I are kind of balanced, really. So he's a man with some feminine aspects. I'm a woman with some masculine aspects, and so the infinity works well for us to describe our infinite lives together. And again, it's really cool. We were married at 4:44 by accident. It was actually unplanned. I believe that there were definitely angels involved in that timing, and then the people that were there to celebrate with us. I'm in heaven.
What is your secret to creating a space that supports healing and rest?
I would say my secret is, of course, love. That's the easy thing. I did live here before I was married with Kyle, with a previous partner that taught me a lot of things. I had lots of challenges to learn from. After that, I did a lot of cleansing, a lot of saging the house and praying over it, just praying Jesus come in, inviting Jesus into the home, God, Mary Magdalene, you know, all the ancestors, praying for love for here. So we have this space that, like this particular room is like our own children come here to be quiet on their own. Like they are just naturally, this is a space that they feel safe in. And like we have a place out back that is, Kyle calls it, has the apachetos, like got a pile of stones really from many different places and different mountains and different adventures he's been on. And this is where he goes to pray, and I go to pray at times, but he'll go out there and pray behind our big bush. And so the kids respect the area of the sanctity of these spaces, and I really do appreciate that. And so we try to, not that I'm perfect, believe me, my teenage kids throw me off at times, to be totally honest. But we come back around quickly and communicate and try to get through the hard feelings. And I want them to be heard and feel heard. Because I think when they were little, I was too busy trying to survive and myself. And so instead of helping them to manage their own emotions, I would just suppress their emotions. I'd be like, just stop crying, just stop. And thank God I've been on my own spiritual evolution, and I feel safer myself so that I can hold that space for them. And just like when Kyle, now that I'm married with this sacred, divine man, I am able to flourish as a woman. So I get to, before I had to be both man and woman, so my masculine edge had to be grown. But now that I'm with someone who is my protector, then I get to be my creative self and my soft self and my vulnerable self, and being able to display the vulnerability and love and joy and peace for my children, that teaches them how to be that too. I finally get to model that behavior, whereas when they were younger, I was just a lot of like, just stop, because I was just trying to get by and trying to keep them safe. But that safety came at a cost of really being able to go through the breadth of human emotions. So now we honor the breadth of human emotions. We try to teach how to use it appropriately and how to process anger, all the hard emotions in a healthy way. But I owe that to be able to have a divine partner that holds a safe space, this container that I can hold this for my kids.
It's beautiful.
My favorite little art here. Got it on my honeymoon in Mexico. These are just, the kids will actually come in here and sit and find their own quiet in here. Yeah, so beautiful. And then, so When I went to the store that was selling singing bowls and hippie clothes, and I went in there playing with the sound bowls, and I hit this particular one, and the whole store came to a complete dead silence. And so the owner of the store was like, "That bowl just chose you," because it just stopped everyone in their tracks. And so it turned out it was the root chakra bowl. And what I found interesting was that I'm doing yoga teacher training, and we just recently had an assignment, and they assigned us the root chakra. Me and my partner was assigned the root chakra. The same day that Kristen, you invited me to do this interview and about the root chakra. So I spent the last many years of my life like focusing on security, safety, healing, all traumas, but transmuting that into safety, strength, and power. And so for me, that was a symbolic of me transitioning into my healing phase of moving on to, because I am healed and I am strong and I'm powerful and I am love. And 4 years ago, I was struggling and trying to figure out who I was and healing from some difficult times and difficult challenges in the past. And so for me, the root chakra has been a powerful journey for me in my healing and being aware of that concept of how the lack of safety affected my decisions every day. So. Yeah, that's my root chakra, and it's all healed. Before we get into, I got to show you the piece of art we made with yours. One more thing up here, 'cause I love this. I got these many years ago for what I think is actually meant for Kyle. It says, "They came to sit and dangle their feet off the edge of the world, and after a while they forgot everything but the good and true things they would do someday." I read once that the ancient Egyptians had 50 words for sand, and the Eskimos had 100 words for snow. I wish I had 1,000 words for love, but all that comes to mind is the way you move against me while you sleep, and there are no words for that. And someday the light will shine like a sun through my skin, and they will say, "What have you done with your life?" And though there are many moments I will think and remember, in the end, I will be proud to say, I was one of us. Love that one.